Hey, good morning, guys. It is July 16th, and Chambers is in Matthew 7, which is Jesus still teaching. And we have to be careful a lot of times when we have this tendency to take sections of Scripture and hold them out by themselves, especially if we want to try to contextualize them in a way that does not match the way that they were taught. So, ask, seek, knock. In and the verse that Chambers references today is 7:11, which how much more shall your Father, which is in heaven, give you good things to them who ask Him. And it's the ask and it'll be given, seek and you'll find, knock and the door will be opened. Everyone who asks receives. He who seeks finds, and to him who knocks the door will be open. And then it says, which of you, if his son asks for bread, would give him a stone, or if he asks for a fish, would give him a snake? And you're evil, and if you give good gifts to your children, then how much more will the Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask? So, all that said, the context. The context is we just were told not to judge others. Don't judge others. Be careful about trying to point out the flaws in your friend or neighbor when you have a big plank sticking out of your own eye. So he's saying, remove the plank from your eye. Don't judge others. And then he says, be careful not to throw among dogs what is sacred, or pearls to pigs. And so we've just come out of this teaching of don't judge others. Be careful. Make sure that you're looking in yourself and removing your own sin before you're pointing, or just don't point at others' sin. And then the ask, seek, knock. And so we sometimes take the ask, seek, knock as in like, hey, God's Santa Claus. If you ask him, if you write the nice Santa letter and say, hey, Santa, I'd really like this, then he's obligated to give that to you. I've heard it taught that way before, and we have to be really careful of that, because a couple things it definitely is referring to, and it is removing the plank from my eye. When I ask God, hey, help me remove this plank, will you help me remove the sin from my life? He's diligent to do that. Or even knocking and the door being open for us to minister to other people. I think this has a lot to do with other people, because then the bookend, by the way, the bookend on the other end is so in everything. And when it says your Father gives good gifts to those who ask, so in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets. And so it's the golden rule right at the end. Right at the end of this ask, seek, knock, it says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So you have to say, okay, was it just about writing Santa letters and getting good gifts? It's not it at all. It's about asking, seeking, and knocking as we intervene for other people, as we're looking at other people and saying, oh, they have sin in their life. And he's saying, wait a second, look at your own sin. Now ask, seek, knock for God's holiness, God's redemptive work to kind of work out the plank in your own eye. And then it says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So the asking, seeking, knocking takes on a very different tone when we look at it in context with the bookends of judging and golden rule, and ask, seek, knock in the middle of it, versus us taking it out of context and saying, hey, if you want something, just ask God. He'll give it to you. A few things that Chambers says. He says the notion of God's control behind everything is what he's controlling everything. That's how we can ask, seek, and knock. If we're in line with his plan, then he controls everything. Before, you used to go to this person and that, but now the notion of the divine, he's talking about when we are trusting God, divine control is forming so powerfully in you that you go to God about it instead of going to people, because he's the one controlling all of it. I like how he says, God is my Father. He loves me. I shall never think of anything he will forget. Why should I worry? So every fleeting thought that comes through my mind of, oh, what's going to happen here? God knows, and he hears it, he knows it, and he's already taken care of it. There are times, says Jesus, when God cannot lift the darkness from you. when God cannot lift the darkness from you. And it sounds to me that, like, when we say that, you're like, wait a second, he's not able to. No. His will does not allow him to. His will is that the darkness stays. And he says here, Chambers says, God will appear like an unkind friend, but he is not. He will appear like an unnatural father, but he is not. And he will appear like an unjust judge, but he is not, because he's working out those things, the darkness that has descended on you. He's working out those things for your good, for your good and his glory. And so, and the Bible reassures us of that. So I like how he finishes here. Prayer is not only asking, but an attitude of mind which produces the atmosphere in which asking is perfectly natural. Ask and it shall be given to you. So this whole asking, again, not Santa Claus, not I want, asking with the bookends, intervening for others, doing to them what you would have them do to you, which is to ask on their behalf, not judging, but asking God to intervene in our own lives, to remove the plank from our own eyes. And so, anyway, I hope that gives a little bit different context or light on the issue of ask, seek, knock. You guys have an awesome day.